About 2 years ago, I was 18 at the time. I worked at a spa in the downtown area of my city. It was nice because I lived just up the street in some apartment buildings, so I was able to walk to and from work, thus using much less gas. Working at a spa, I was used to weirdos, but this day was especially odd. Now before I continue, I should tell you about Horse. He was this homeless man that walked around downtown a lot. He usually wore jean shorts, an unbuttoned vest, snakeskin boots, and a cowboy hat. He also hardly spoke any English. I'm not sure what his real name is. We always just called him Horse. My boss told me he got the name from the police around town because they would get calls of a naked trunk running around, and when they got there noticed he was hung like a horse. He'd gotten better lately and they didn't get calls about him anymore. Everyone said he was pretty harmless actually. He looked it too. Anyways, just like every other day, I left my place and started walking to work, not knowing that when I got there my boss was gonna have me stay late. See, the building my boss was renting got expensive, so he decided to buy his own building only 3 doors down, and every day after work some of us would walk over and work on it. It meant working 13 hours some days, but hey, I was getting paid for it. Everyone left earlier than me because once I started painting I didn't want to stop. It was already 9:30 when I started locking up that night, and as I was locking the office door I noticed someone standing outside the front door made of all glass. Never feeling worried in the area, I just put it off as a nosy passerby, but decided to leave up through the back anyways. I started walking home and I heard the sound of heels clicking behind me. I picked up my pace and so did the noise behind me. I looped around and ran back to the spa, as there are more street lights and an alarm system. I called a coworker that didn't live far away and she came to pick me up so I could stay with her. I felt safe but uneasy. The next day at work I told my boss I wasn't comfortable staying late unless I was told early so that I could bring my car. He understood and said he would make sure to let me know and keep an eye out for anyone stalky looking. That same day after lunch Horse came through the door. It wasn't uncommon because he'd come in and get the free coffee or water we had sitting out all the time. Today he walked straight to the desk though. It was me and 2 other girls sitting there, but we had Callie talk to him since only she spoke Spanish. She let him talk for a second, him looking at me the whole time, before she yelled something angrily back. He calmly said something else, winked and walked out. I asked Kelly what he said and she kept refusing to tell me, not wanted to repeat the words. I got it out of her. Regrettably so. He apparently said I just wanted to come tell Six that her ass looked good in her work pants last night, and that she'd be a great fuck. I felt sick remembering last night before the feeling faded into confusion as to why he called me Six. My apartment number. He knows where I live. I felt my stomach turn and I swallowed, asking what else he said before leaving. It was something about how the rumors of how he got his name were true. I felt so violated. I stayed with my friend for the next couple days while I helped my boyfriend move into my apartment. He lived 3 hours away but decided he'd feel better living with me after hearing about the whole ordeal. It definitely felt safer with him there. I know I should have called the cops, but it seemed useless. He was just a drunk and I know he'd be released shortly after going in. He stopped following me and showing up at my work, but I would still see him watching me some days. I've moved since and got a new job. I know it could have been much worse, but horse, let's not meet again. Please subscribe.